Yo, this is Steve Cully, self proclaimed best podcast host in the universe. I am here asking the UConn players to consider playing in the Fenway Bowl, the Wasabi Bowl against Army. Listen, I think everyone wanted better. I think you guys are one of the most talented teams around at full strength. And the accomplishments that you have had this last season have brought everyone together, including myself and other alumni. What I would say is my slogan: when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade, take two oranges and throw them back at life. Yeah, I know life gave you a bag of lemons or a bag of shit, whatever you want to say. But you guys have fought. You guys have heart. You guys have overcome adversity like I've never seen before. Never say die attitude. And I know you're in one of the most difficult situations you could be in with your coach leaving, with players leaving, transferring. College football is a business. Bottom line, I understand. And I understand that guys have to do what's best for themselves at times. Well, all the time. I played at UConn 99 to 04. We were moving from being a FCS school to being an independent to being into the Big East. It was a remarkable and amazing journey. We took our lumps. We got throttled by some teams. Virginia Tech. We played the U, Miami, as they were national champions. And then it kind of clicked. We put things together. In 2002, we went 6-6. We beat Navy. We went on a 4-game win streak. We beat Kent State. We beat Florida Atlantic. We beat Iowa State. It was the first Big 12 win. I believe it was the first win we had against a ranked opponent. And that was really the birth, the launching point of UConn football. 2003, they go 9-3. It was the first 9-win season, I believe, until they had won 10 games in 1998. And then you guys have won 9 games the last 2 years. That is remarkable. That is impressive. That is special. That is something to hang your hats on. But I implore you, the situation is not great. We face adversity every day of our lives. Every day we get off, we get a bag of shit thrown at us. We do. That's life. Life will beat you down and not take a second to have a moment's rest. It'll just keep beating you and beating you and beating you until you fight back. And yeah, I understand playing in the bowl game is not the sexy thing to do. Going back to Fenway, playing in a cold weather game against Army, sure, on paper, it looks like you'd rather be anywhere else. I can tell you UConn went 10 years without a winning season. Playing in a bowl game, especially last year, we were so proud to say that we were UConn alumni. We were so proud of that team. We're so proud of each and every one of you. I'm talking the offensive line, Wes Ho, Karsten Cassidy, Ben Murawski, Louis Hansen, Alex Hunnick, Skylar Bell, Romello Murphy, Shamar Porter, Chris Parker, Cam Edwards. I am on the Cam train. Cam runs angry. Joe Figiano. Joe Figiano was placed out and left for. Nobody expected anything from him. He could have left. He could have transferred. But he didn't. He stayed the spring of 2024. Didn't complain. Did the most with every rep he got, every opportunity he got. And when his number was called after Nick Evers was injured in Maryland, yeah, you better believe Joe Figiano showed the fuck up. Joe Figiano is the reason, a major, major reason we had success, especially in 2024, because he was not the starter all the way through. It was stop and start. He was put in the most difficult situations after an injury. Nick would get hurt. Joe would come in, rally the troops, bring us back to victory. This season, I don't think there's a quarterback out there who played better than Joe. Throwing the ball on time, being able to make every throw on the field, not taking sacks. Yeah, that's impressive. That's meaningful. His leadership qualities. He led by example, and he did a phenomenal job. And the guys love him and play for him. But you have an opportunity not just to end the season that you started on a high note and won 9 games. You lost 3 bullshit games in overtime. You very easily could have been undefeated. You have an opportunity to have the record for most wins in a single season, 10 games. You would tie the 1998 team, but you would be the only Division I FBS school to have 10 wins in a season for the University of Connecticut. And that means something. That means something to me. That means something to all the other alumni out there. And again, I know everyone's situation is different. I know the conditions are not ideal. I know guys don't want to get up and go to practice. I know it's not exciting or motivating to line up and play against Army. I know. I was on a 6-6 team. I get it. I get it. No one's circling you on their schedule. But forget about who you're playing. Forget about them. And look at yourselves. Look at what you've done. Look at what you've accomplished. Look at what you still can accomplish. Winning 10 games, Joe can break the single season passing record. He can throw for 30 touchdowns. Skylar Bell, Bolitnikoff Award finalist. I think he's a day 1 draft pick, worst of a day 2. But the film from this game, the more film you have, the better. That's all I'm saying. The film will never hurt you. And as alumni, we want you to play in this game more than anything because of the success that you've had this year, because of how proud you've made each and every one of us. I know most of you do not know or give a flying fuck about me, and I'm just a loudmouth podcaster out there. But every week I watched games. Every week I watched games twice to analyze them. I was a college coach for 10 years. I would break them down like I was a coach. And I was invested in this team. And I give all the credit in the world to Mike Burton. I was away from the program for a long time, probably 20 years. Mike Burton welcomed me back. He got me invested, and I hate him for doing that, and I love him for doing that, but I'm invested. And part of being invested is I'm not going to be able to come in and change anyone's minds. I'm not going to make a difference. But I need everyone to know that as alumni, nobody is more grateful or appreciative for everything that you have done, everything that you have went through, the trials, tribulations, injuries, Mel Brown getting hurt, Skylar Bell having the greatest year a wide receiver in UConn history has ever had, Joe Figiano, other than that one stupid interception that was tipped at Air Force, had close to a perfect year as possible. That's what we care about. That's what UConn football is about. We have a culture of guys who love each other, who care about each other, who play for each other. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. Doesn't matter if it's Army. Doesn't matter if it's Florida, LSU, whoever. You guys beat the ACC champs. You beat Duke. And you beat them handedly. You beat Boston College. End this season the right way. End it. Put your stamp of approval on it. Make it yours. Make it something that people will remember forever. If you turn this game down 20 years from now, it's going to stick in your craw and you're going to regret it. Because it's one more game. No one's asking you to play a 10-game season. They're asking you to play one game. One game. Yeah, it may not be at the location you want it to be. Yeah, it may not be against the team you want it to be. But there's so many of you, especially seniors, you're not going to get a chance to play football again in your life. That's reality. I played a couple seasons in NFL Europe. I played in the Canadian Football League. I played in the Arena Football League. I was a pure overachiever. I sucked. The only reason I lasted was because I had a high effort and was a dick. That's why I had success and played. But to have the opportunity, if I could go back and have an opportunity for one more college football game to play in a bowl game, I don't have a left leg. I'd give my right leg up for it. I'd give my right ball up for it. Because UConn football was my life. I was there when we built this program. When this program was nothing. When we had a field house, lockers on top of each other, our meeting rooms were literally trailers. or we met in coaches' offices where there weren't enough seats, as Lyndon Johnson mentioned. That's what we went through. We went through that. We sacrificed through that because we dreamed one day that UConn would have opportunities like this. In 2011, played in the Fiesta Bowl. First time they ever played in the BCS Bowl. And I thought back to the times where we lost to Northeastern or Rhode Island. I thought back to all the hard work and all the trials and tribulations we went through my senior year. We had a losing streak. We lost to Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt. We lost to Miami at Miami. I was interviewed after the Vanderbilt game. We're 2-6. And they were stupid to pick me to be interviewed because I have no filter and I'm an asshole. And I said, guys, it's not basketball season yet. We're going to come back from this. And we did. And we went down to Navy. We shut them out. Shut them out. A good Navy team. And then Iowa State, who had beaten Florida State that year. Iowa State, who was ranked. It was our first win against a Big 12 opponent. It was our first win against a ranked opponent. We were on breaking news on NBC. And I know it's different now. It's different. But, man, like the guys who sacrificed even before me, the guys who played in the 90s in the Yankee Conference, the Brian Kozlowskis, the Matt DeGennaros, the Robert Belcours, the Wilbur Gilliards, Hezekiah Faith. I mean, the list goes on of talent. It was because we loved each other. We played for each other. Didn't matter who it was. We played for each other. We played because we loved the game. Now, I implore you, just think about it. Just think about it. One more game for the rest of your lives. For most of you, you want to enter the transfer portal? Mazel tov. Enter the transfer portal, please. It starts January 2nd. You can play December 26th or 7th, whatever the hell it was. It is December 27th, and go right into the transfer portal, please. You want to go? You want to go? Go. You want to go with Coach Moore? Go with Coach Moore. I don't give a flying fuck. What I care is about UConn, our culture, and our program, and giving it a bad name and making our brand look poor because we're declining a bowl invitation because we think we're better than going to the Wasabi Bowl. A team who hadn't been to a bowl game in 10 years, we're better than that. And I agree we are. I agree. We beat the ACC champs. We should be going somewhere better, but we're an independent, guys. We have no choice who the fuck we get, who the fuck we play. That's reality. We go whoever invites us. We go wherever will take us. We didn't get the bowl, the Gasparilla Bowl in Florida. We didn't get any of the bowls in Alabama. We got the Fenway Bowl because we drew well last year. We had success. They wanted to bring us back because of it. A successful team came in, drew well. You're going to have a massive crowd. I mean, I know it's not an ideal situation. I know it's cold weather. I know guys don't want to play in it. I know offensive linemen are opting out. I know this. Great, opt out. Opt out. That shows to me how important football is to you. If football isn't important to you, you've put all this time and effort in, and you have an opportunity to play one more game, and you're not going to take it. How important is football to you? It's clearly not. Because any of us alumni, regardless of if it was, like I said, Army or LSU or Kennesaw State, if we had a chance to play one more game, to put the pads on one more time, my God, we would give anything for that. And I know it's difficult for you guys to understand because you've had success. You've been winners. My era, we didn't. 2003, we did. But other than that, we didn't. So, and we didn't go to a bowl game in 2003 despite having 9 wins. And I understand the bowl system now is different. It's not as luxurious. It's not as sexy, as I said before. But you have a responsibility to yourselves, your teammates, and to the guys who came before you, the guys who sacrificed to build this program. You guys sacrificed to build this program back into something respectable, back into something that people talk about, back into something we all brag about, back into something we are all proud of, back into something that matters. It's not about UConn basketball. UConn basketball could shove it up their ass. Football rules the roost. And we'll get into a conference. Being an independent, nobody wants that. Nobody wanted that. We had to do it. But you guys brought us back. You guys resurrected this program. Coach Mora, Gordon, Brock, Mike Burton. Mike Burton was my teammate for 1 year. Mike Burton is probably one of the greatest people I know because he talks about bleeding blue. His website was Bleeding Blue for Good. Mike Burton bleeds blue. And this means something to all of us. And I just wanted you to know that. I know that all of you have your own situations. All of you have your own goals. All of you have your own aspirations. And this may not fit it. Just may not. But before practice tomorrow, I implore you, don't make a rash decision. At least go to practice. See how things are. If you want to make a decision, you have some time to decide. I mean, at least give a few days before you decide. And I don't care who shows up. I don't care if we have 50 players. If guys will play, let's play. I'll line up against Army with our third string team and we'll beat them. But remember, there is more on the line than just what you have done. I want you to finish what you started. I want you to get that 10th win. I want you to be remembered as one of the best teams in UConn history. I want you to be known for having the best 2-year run in UConn history. And I don't want you to miss out on playing one more college football game because 1% of you will play professionally. A bunch of you are going into the transfer portal because you think the grass is greener. You're going to find out it's not. There's thousands of kids in the transfer portal. And if you think that you're going to get this big money and go somewhere great and dominate and start, and it doesn't work like that. More kids wind up in the transfer portal and get nothing. That's the reality. I can give you the percentages on it. Nothing. Less than 50%. Less than 50% get a team, a financial deal better than the one that they left. And there wants to be a mass exodus. I have no problem with it. Go. You do what's best for you. You have to be selfish and do what's best for you. I'm asking to be selfish because I'm being selfish. Selfishly, I want this team to play in a bowl. I want this team to show the country one more time how great we are. I want Joe Figliano to show this country how great he is. I want him to have an opportunity to be drafted in the 3rd round. I want Skylar Bell to be a first-day pick. Cam Chadwick. It's sad just because I know what we put into it. I know what we put into it. I was there when we had absolutely nothing, when the Burton Complex didn't exist, when we played at 16,000 seat Memorial Stadium. I was there. And we sacrificed to get to this point, to where we are. And we didn't do it so we could sit home and not go to a bowl game. And if you think you're better than that, you're not. You're not. You're not. You had a 9-3 season. You played a schedule that was, come on. But it'll be remembered forever. You have a chance to be legends. You have a chance to be icons. You have a chance to have a monument put up for winning 10 games as an FBS school independent and getting another bowl win. I think it's probably the first time UConn would win two bowl games in a row as well. Think about that. Think about your teammates. Think about your alums who support you, who believe in you. And don't make the wrong decision impulsively. Whatever happened today, I believe, was impulsive. I think if you practice, I think if you give it some time, maybe you'll feel different. If you don't feel different, you don't want to play, don't play. We won't hold it against you. Don't play. Don't play. But I know for a fact, 20 years from now, everyone will regret it. Everyone will regret not having that one more game. They're not playing in that one more game, having that opportunity to play one more game and passing it up. Why? Because it's in Boston, because it's in Fenway, because it's against Army. That's why we're going to pass it up, because we didn't get to go to Florida. We didn't get to go to Alabama. That's why we're going to pass it up. I think 20 years from now, you guys will look back on that and you will be disappointed that you were so reckless. Take the opportunity. You've overcome more adversity than every week. You overcome adversity. Every week you fight. You never quit. This team never quits. Could have quit against Buffalo. You didn't quit. I thought for sure we were done at Buffalo. You did not quit. You didn't quit against Boston College. This team does not quit. It wouldn't start quitting now. It's not in your DNA. It's not in your DNA. You guys are fighters. You guys are champions. You guys are incredibly talented. You guys are the best that we've had. And we don't want to see that go to waste. because who knows when we'll get back to this again. And yeah, I don't have a right to say anything. I get it. I'm a nobody. I'm just an alum. I was there during the transition. I know what we went through. And I know that this was a day that we all dreamed of, being able to play in bowl games consistently. And I'm sorry it's against Army, and I'm sorry it's in Boston. Please don't waste this opportunity. Please don't make a decision impulsively. Please. That's all I ask. The alumni love and support you more than you know, more than you imagine. We are so proud of what you have built. You have laid another foundation for UConn to be great again. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a rebuild with Coach Candle coming in. He's going to do a great job. So that's my message. I hope you guys play. But at worst, I hope you guys go to practice tomorrow and make a decision in a few days when it's not based off of emotion. I coached college football for 10 years. Every recruit I had, I would tell them not to commit on their official visit because I did not want them committing based on emotion. I wanted them to go home, think about it, call back. This decision, I believe, to not play based on emotion. Go to practice, give it a few days. If you don't want to play, I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you 100%. But I just want you to know, again, we, as alumni, we love you guys. We love the season that you've had. We love the toughness, the grit, the fight, the effort. And I just know down the road, you'll look back and you'll regret not taking this opportunity, not taking an opportunity for one more college football game. So this is Steve Cully. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. Now, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.